Alright, hello everybody. I am the RemixExtender. I'll cut straight to the chase. Spastic Gallade was wondering how do I do it? So, I'm gonna answer this question by showing him how I do it. That is to say, showing him how I do your typical remix extension. Or, well, extension of anything on my channel. So, I figured I was just gonna pull off the top of the list. Right now, it's Johnny Adams 02. So, hell, well, my mic is falling down. Yeah, this is gonna be painful, huh? Anyway. So, he specifically specified the one, or Draco Crusher did, the one with the lyrics. So, the only download link I had was on his website, and he literally just linked his website. And that's something I gotta give him credit for. He didn't just go with a Bandcamp or anything, he went straight with a website. Unfortunately, it was sitting here, right underneath his original 02, which was in the 09 to 2012 section, not in the 2013 section, even though it was uploaded in 2013. I don't know. It's up to him how he organizes his website, but it still took me like the greater part of 5 minutes. Kind of slightly inconvenient. Anyway, it came in a zip, and that zip went into a folder. Not this folder. It was... Oh, by the way, this folder. Every single one that I've done, and lots of ones that I haven't done. Anyway, it went in this folder. So, we first start out by manipulating the audio, and for that we use Audacity. Very good program. So let's pop it in there. Give it a listen. Let's see. So it starts on this but I'm gonna turn the desktop audio down a little bit. Alright, now we're gonna get into what I think was gonna be the loopable part. Unfortunately, I haven't played Kirby 64 myself, so I have no idea how this is supposed to loop. So that's gonna suck. Around here is where we get to lyricals. And as I'm listening to this, and if you want to do an extended yourself, you should be listening to it with this mindset as well. You need to be listening for parts where you think it would be okay to loop it. That is to say, parts where you can loop it and have it sound completely natural. And well, that can be a pain sometimes, but Since nothing's happening to talk about, I'm just going to turn the volume up to full. Right, so that's the whole song. So, now's the part where we actually get to looping. And for this I'm going to have to... There's this very useful auto hotkey script that I like to turn on before I get to extending, because there's no keyboard shortcut for to selection end. You'll see where we get that in a minute. But for now, most extensions, their loops are usually what I call a straight cut loop. A straight cut loop, in this context, meaning that I can literally just take a section from one point to the other, and I can just cut and paste without needing to do anything special. There's a couple other types, but we really don't need to, get into that right now. So I think the best candidate I had was starting from here and going to here. So we're just going to select all that. Let's see, where was it? Good. And the next point, the point where we end it, is going to be this part. Now, a good way to check if it loops properly in a straight cut loop is by using the loop play, that is, which allows you to, if you hold shift and then click the play button or anywhere on the track, you can play it, and then when it reaches the end of the selection, it won't stop, it'll go straight to the beginning, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this transition isn't too jarring, which is good. But to really get a feel for it, you have to start from like way back here. It seems like it'll work pretty well. So, now that we have what we're going to loop, I can just hit Control C, and now we have this auto hotkey script. See, if I open it up, it's got a couple of keyboard shortcuts in there that I can use to quickly go to the end of the selection without needing to go click Edit, move cursor to selection end. So what we're going to do is use that custom keyboard shortcut, then we paste it in. And that was that whole part I selected that I copied, pasted into the end. Now we're going to check that just to see how well it loops. Okay. Seems like it works just fine. It's a little bit off on the musical beat, but that is a tad forgivable. It's pretty close. And it's not too jarring, which is good. Now from here on, we're just going to be doing a lot of copy pasting, which is why I set up that auto hotkey skip, because I don't want to be clicking Edit, move cursor to selection, and over and over and over again. So I can just, the keys I have set up for it are Control, Windows, K, paste. And now we've already gone past 31 minutes actually, so this is our extension. It's pretty fast once you get the hang of it. So now we're going to export this in two places. Control-Shift-E is the export audio. You mind letting me, Audacity? There we are. Okay, so first we're going to be placing it in its own folder. WAV, signed 16-bit PCM, lossless, but very large. The naming scheme is usually the song's title, and then its author, in parentheses, in all caps. At least that's my naming scheme, you can use whatever you want. Clear those, because we don't need tags for the video's audio, because the WAV is what we're going to be using for the video's audio. And then from there, we're going to be opening it up, putting it into the album folder, which I do keep a hold of. And this is the one where we're going to be putting all the tags. Such as the artist's, the title. Which number was this? Which one was this? This is number 19, it seems. Of course, all this is pretty much unnecessary if you're not saving MP3 copies of them. But and so while that's exporting, it's going to take a minute. We're going to move on to the next part of our little project. That is to say, the video's video. Now, if you know me, most of my extensions, and I say most because there are a couple exceptions, use a still image over the music. I mean, there are a couple exceptions. For example, under my Control and Crown, it's only because there really wasn't a good candidate for what to use as a still image. And besides, whenever people are playing live in the video, I like to, present them playing live in the video. At any rate, he's not playing live in this video, so I need to find a good point in the video to use as a background for the extension. Now I think I saw a good point near the end, or not near the end, but in the later parts. Okay, yeah, that seems like a good shot to use. Very foreboding. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take a screenshot of that particular spot when it arrives. And now that we've taken our screenshot, we're going to be opening up GIMP. This is done, so we can just close this. Don't need to save anything. As you can see, it's there. And so as far as audio goes, we've got everything we need. Now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing all our image work in GIMP. So we're just going to be taking all this out. And as you can see, my recording window in the other monitor. So what we're going to be doing in GIMP is we're just going to be isolating this video part out to use as the background in our extension. So I'm just going to select this whole area. Image, crop to selection. We're going to be taking his logo out from under here. Sorry, Johnny, but you know. Now as you can see, this is 854 by 480. That won't do. So we're going to be scaling this up to 1280 by 720. Alright, good. So this is the background we're going to be using for the video component. Now we just need to place all the text on it that tells everybody what is, what is being played here. Now, you got to keep good alignment, and to help with my alignment, I like to use these lines. They're placed at the 1/8 mark on the width and the 1/4 mark on the height. The font is the default sans serif font. You can find it online under the name MS Reference Sans Serif. And the size, initially we're going to be using 37, center justify. We start by placing the song title, the remix title up here. 02. Actually, let's just copy paste the title, yeah. Gotta give credit to everyone involved. Now, in the second bit, we're going to be putting down what the original song is. That is to say, the remixed song. And that'll be 02 by Jen Chicago? I think so. Hold up a second. What did I use last time? Jen Chicago, yeah. Gotta give credit to the composers. 64, the Chris. Oh my god. 64, the Crystal Shards OST. Now for these two, we're gonna be using 27-point font, or pixel font. At this point, this text is just a formality, but hey, who knows? People might be coming around, they don't know who I am. So I'll be placing them down here to inform them that links to the originals are in the description. And please suggest remixes to extend in the comments below. This stuff is basically memorized right now. Alright, so it's slightly out of alignment, so what we're going to be doing is, you can see that it does place a center mark whenever I move this text object. So we're going to be roughly centering, not roughly, but Gonna be centering it right on the middle of that intersection right there. Turn off the lines, and I might as well drop a drop shadow on them. So what we're gonna be doing, go to filters, light shadow, drop shadow. No offset, opacity is 100, and you can't see it right now because this one's on a bit of a dark section. We're going to be repeating it for each one. Control F repeats the filter for whichever one you want. And as you can see, it helps, readability of some sections of the text. Plus, drop shadows just look cool as hell. So that's where we are, and we're basically done with the video component. So this one is our title card, so we're going to be naming it title. Now for the next bit, we're going to be removing all this. Now we're going to do the thumbnail. Now for the thumbnail, put my logo there, cut it down to half size, half size. Center it about there. Might as well drop a drop shadow on it too. And then thumb. So there's a title card and wait a minute. 1 second. Oh boy. Did it? Yep, okay. Something the drop shadow filter likes to do is push the boundaries around whenever it can't fit the drop shadow inside the text. So we're just going to be, not the text, the image, so we're just going to be, cropping that to selection, making sure it's specifically 1280 by 720. So that doesn't cause any problems. Same goes for the thumbnail. Alright, so now that's done, we're going to be moving on to actually making the video. Now the video editor I use, it's called HitFilm Express 4, or HitFilm 4 Express, something like that. I nailed it for free during a promotion they were having. Pretty solid video editor. Although it's definitely more the After Effects type than the, Adobe Premiere type. And in here, the rules are pretty generic. You can pull it off with pretty much any video editor if you wanted to. So here we're going to be putting in our title card and our extended audio. Now, while it's loading, we can drop it in. See, it runs the whole 30 minutes, 31 minutes, something like that. Gonna be making a composite shot out of that because, thing. Now, what we want to do with our title card is we want it to fade in during the first few bars of the song. As you can see, it's finished loading. I don't know, man. I think it's mucus, but hey. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing. This turns keyframes on. It's set to 0, the opacity to 0 initially, so that the screen initially is black, and then I think there's a good place for it to be fully faded in. This one's a pretty slow fade in. Usually it fades in within the first couple of bars, but since it starts out with that creepy sound effect, we might as well just let it fade in for the whole thing. so now we got our fade in, we can put down our fade out. So that's where we'll start it. Place down a keyframe. And then at the end of the audio, place down another keyframe, setting it to 0. And there we are. That's pretty much our extension done. Not too shabby, huh? Now we're not done. We still need to render it out. So I'm going to set the bitrate to 512 kilobytes per second, because if we say anything higher, it won't let us. And then we export it to the same folder. Name it the same thing. So now it's going to take 20 minutes for it to render. We're not going to wait around for that long. We're going to move on to the next bit. That being the YouTube data. That is to say, all the stuff I place in the, the title and the description and the tags and everything. So I have this template that I use. And I just fill stuff in, right? It's basically a game of Mad Libs. So this is Kirby 64. 02. Edo Bean. Go check those two out, please. Go and support them, because God knows these guys, God knows these remixers don't get enough credit. Yeesh. Alright, so oh boy. Alright, so I just fill all this stuff in. This would be, I don't have it copied anymore. Oh well. So now we're going to be putting all this. Department of Redundancy Department, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I use the u2.b link because it doesn't mess up whenever you try to edit the stinking descriptions and everything. Oh, hello. I accidentally overselected. What kind of a name is 02 anyway, really? Okay. Nishikawa. For the love of God. Kirby 64, the crystal shards. What did I use last time? I literally just could have copy pasted these whole lines. Oh well. And then we're just gonna put it in some tags. God knows whatever people, what else people use to refer to it. And so from here on, we just let the video render. And then once it renders, we upload it. I'm gonna use an example video just to show where all this stuff goes. So let's see. We're gonna be using the second Saturnaut announcement video. So this line is the title. We'll be placing that here. These lines are the description. These lines are the tags. And then this would be where I would place the Twitter announcement and everything. This would be where I would pick up the thumbnail. Sorry, hiccup. As you can see, there it is. And that's about as much work as it takes to make an extension. Now, of course, this uploaded way faster than it should. This is we're talking about 30 minutes of video, so even if it is a still footage, so usually takes around anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on how much movement there is in the video. At any rate, yeah, that is how I do it. Spastic Gallade, there's your answer. Hope it's been, at least somewhat informative. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good day. And Johnny Atmos 02 will be coming in a bit. Thank you for watching.